Sonic 3 is, of course, a movie that came out recently to some very, very nice reviews. And, of course, we'll get into the non spoiler, then spoiler review. A little bit of both, right? But besides that, the reviews are 98% on Fandango, 7.6 out of 10 by IMDb, and 97% of Google users like the movie. Very nice scores. Now, of course, Rotten Tomatoes is not far behind. 86% by critics, 98% by the people. Now, of course, people believe this is the best of the trilogy. To be honest, I think I enjoyed the second one a little bit more, but that does not mean the third one is bad at all, right? It's a great movie. It's very fun, enjoyable watch with some actual deep moments. Now, of course, it's Sonic, right? So it's not going to be too deep, right? Some philosophical existential crisis thing, right? But they do pretty well, especially with Shadow's backstory, right? Very sad. Now, of course, one of the things people were thinking about, like, how would they handle Maria's, untimely passing? They do pretty well, The alternative, I don't think is much better, but it's whatever, right? Who cares? You don't have to think too much into it. It's Sonic, right? But another big plus is, of course, Jim Carrey. Now, of course, people were like, wow, Jim Carrey, like, times two? That's going to be amazing. I think it was better than amazing, to be honest. Him playing both his grandpa and obviously Dr. Robotnik. Oh, he did pretty good. Oh, man, those are some of the best scenes in the movie. It's so dumb, but it works. Because there's a bunch of, weird dudes just hanging around. Of course, obviously, with the whole family aspect, they do some family things, and I find that very funny. And, of course, with that, obviously, Dr. Eggman's assistant, Agent Stone, obviously feels left out. I think they handled that very well. Or, of course, Shadow's little inner battle, obviously the good in him telling him to do the right thing. And, of course, Gerald Robotnik telling him to do the other thing because that's what they deserve, right? Obviously, since he lost his granddaughter, Shadow lost basically his only friend. They're trying to justify bad things, right? Shadow obviously hasn't gone that deep in, which is weird because you would think that he would, right? Because I get it, it's not his granddaughter and all stuff, so I would assume it's not that close. But the only person he ever cared about got something bad happened, right? And he basically says throughout 50 years of him being in the little tube, he was just reliving that moment over and over again. I'm thinking, if Gerald Robotnik went off the deep end, why didn't Shadow? Because you would think that he would go off the deep end, considering the only thing that he was really reminiscing about was the bad moments. But whatever, it's Sonic, right? You don't have to look too deep into that, right? That was a little bit of a spoiler, my bad. But it's not nothing too big, right? Some of the bad things, I don't know. Sonic can get annoying sometimes. I don't know. It's really much just nitpicks, He just seems annoying. Oh, actually, there is one bad, not even that bad part, because it works even though it's bad. But the CGI is amazing, obviously. Shadow, Sonic, all these people. But there's one scene in the movie where it looks like they ran out of budget, like, really badly. Like, they had to pull money from between the couch cushions or something. That's how bad the thing looked. But it was so bad that it's funny, right? Especially because it's only, like, one scene where it happens, so you think, I like it. It's funny, It looks like they ran out of money, but it made it work, Of course, Sonic's battle as well, obviously. Seeming like his life is changing a lot, so he has to deal with that, I think they do it pretty well, One thing they don't do pretty well, it's probably the whole little weird plot with Gunn, right? Because this weird little, oh, they're not telling us the whole truth and thing. I felt like they just put it in there for nothing, just for, like, I guess to move the plot forward, I guess you could say. Because it makes no sense to me. But we'll talk about that in the spoiler review, I guess you could say, in the next half. I don't know how this works, right? But other than that, it's a funny, enjoyable, action-packed movie. And it deserves to get watched, It's one of those movies that you think, it doesn't hurt to check out. It doesn't hurt. I hardly doubt many people would go into Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and come out not liking the movie. I'm not saying everyone's going to like it, Just because 100 people tell you that it's good doesn't mean you're going to like it, right? By the end of the day, I feel like a majority of people will like it, right? And then again, that's not really a different opinion from what other people are saying, right? But besides that, the spoiler review, one of the weird things is that Dr. Eggman kills his grandfather. Like, that was, dude, the way he died is so crazy, and obviously it's played as a joke, right? So obviously they both have the quills. Obviously his grandfather has what, a Shadow's quill, and obviously Dr. Eggman has Sonic's quill. He just straight up just stabs him and makes him leap into the basically particle accelerator, and he gets disintegrated on contact. What? That dude just gets murdered like that. I'm like, what? I watched. Oh man, I saw that scene. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Why would they do that, right? But besides that, another thing is obviously if you know the mid-credit scene, obviously the introduction of Amy. People are saying that the Sonic's quill or hair, I think it's a quill, right? It doesn't matter. Basically, it's gonna be the introduction of Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is already a thing now, and which is weird because I thought there was only supposed to be one Metal Sonic, but oh well. And not to mention, he also ditches the quill, so I don't know how Metal Sonic's gonna keep up with regular Sonic, right? But that's the thing for the fourth movie, right? Which is weird because Dr. Eggman straight up just dies, and so does Shadow. That's crazy, man. Just kidding, they don't actually die. Everyone knows that they survived, but dude, it looks like they died. They went to go save the world, and it just blows up into like a little mini galaxy. Like, oh no, they're dead. There's no way that they survived that. Which of course it's going to be explained by Shadow using chaos energy and teleporting away. It's going to be explained by like that. I don't know if it explains in the end credit scene. I only watched the Metal Sonic part. I don't know if there's an end credit scene, right? But another thing is Sonic. Oh my God, Sonic and Knuckles get annoying sometimes, especially in the London scene, bro. He's just like, I'm gonna jump in. Like, no, you have to wait. No, I'm gonna jump in. Like, didn't you just hear that there's a literal force field that will disintegrate you on contact if you don't make it in time? And they specifically made it so that you can't make it in time. And they're like, nah, I got this. Like, bro, just wait. Just wait. And the whole thing, like, oh, I'm not good with this whole team up thing. First of all, you worked with the humans, I think, in the first movie. You worked with them in the second movie, and then you worked with Tails and Knuckles in the second movie as well. What do you mean you're not really into this whole thing? Not to mention, they told you straight up, the smartest guy that you know told you that the force field will disintegrate you on contact, and you're still trying to go. And then, well, hold on, and then I forget, Knuckles jumps through the force field. I don't know, because the force field looks like it's still there when Knuckles jumps in, but it somehow doesn't disintegrate him. I don't know what that's about, but it's whatever, right? But besides that, there's nothing much more to say. I like the movies. I think it's an 8 out of 10, 8.5, somewhere around there. It's a really enjoyable movie, but not the best of the year, right? But it's definitely something worth checking out, especially if you have those subscription services. Obviously, that is a steal right there. It's easy money, right? That's steal, right? One of the one things I don't like about the movie, the most part, is really, I don't know, it's not a lot, you know. I guess you could say there's some scenes that don't feel like it feels like it was their first take, right? They didn't do retakes or anything like that. They just said, all right, we just have one take to do it. They did it and they called it a day. But at the end of the day, all of them combined probably makes up like a minute, 2 minutes, somewhere around there of the entire movie. So it's not that bad, right? But you could tell for the most part. But besides that, it's a very enjoyable movie, worth checking out. You know, obviously, my opinion is no different from a lot of people. Everyone says it's a great movie, but it's so weird because people are like, "Is this movie great or is this movie good or bad?" Just say, I don't know. I guess obviously is used to get people in the video, right? Like, I wonder what this guy thinks. I don't know. I don't really like it. So it's like, bro, the reviews say it's all good. I don't really think you're an outlier here, right? You're just gonna be saying what other people are saying, right? But at the end of the day, that's just another nitpick, I guess you could say. But besides that, that's it. I really like this movie. It's a very funny movie. Great action scenes for the most part. I mean, not really, because Shadow kind of one-shots the entire team, like, on multiple occasions. So, obviously, the action scenes are not so big, right? Obviously, Shadow's redemption arc is good. I feel like it happened too quickly, for the most part. Actually, no, it's not. Actually, no, it's not. It did it pretty well. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video will, of course, be a video game review, hopefully. That being Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the Wii and DS. But anyways, like I said, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.